The article in the New York Times is headlined Supreme Court Clears Way for Trump's Cuts to the Education Department. And it talks about dismantling the department. Now, Trump wants to fire 1,300 workers, which is a lot. That's about 1/4, more than 1/4 of the entire agency. And certain parts of the agency, like the Office of Civil Rights, are going to be decimated. Now, none of us should be worried about this or feel bad about it. The Education Department contributes nothing to education. They do certain tasks, like they oversee the free lunch program. They have some programs for the disadvantaged and handicapped and things like that. And by the way, Trump is an executive order that he just signed transferring some of that responsibility over to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Trump is making a point that I think makes total sense. He goes, listen, these kids are eating horrible school lunches. Why? Because the Department of Education doesn't really care about it, whereas the Department of Health and Human Services can do a much better job under RFK Jr. to look at what's actually on those trays, look at what the actual food is, and don't just serve junk food to kids. So I think this is a case where on a function where the Department of Education is doing something, that function is just transferred to another agency that Trump thinks, and I think, could do a better job of it. But the Supreme Court decision, I think, is pretty far-reaching because in the end, it's not just about the Education Department. It is about Trump's ability to downsize the federal government. Now, the Supreme Court decision is 6-3. The decision itself is not signed, and it doesn't offer any reasoning either. 3 of the justices do dissent from it, and we know that they voted on the other side, and it's the 3 you would expect. It's Kagan and Sotomayor and Ketanji Jackson. But as you know, the district court judges, and there was more than one in this case, who said, in effect, Congress has created these departments, like the Department of Education. Congress has appropriated funds, and therefore the executive branch cannot change what Congress has allocated. But Trump's answer to that is very simple. I am operating within the congressional allocation. I am operating within the law. I have the executive. Remember, what the executive branch does is it carries out these functions, and it has a lot of discretion in how they are carried out. And Trump's view is we don't need such a big department. We don't need quite so many people. We can perform these functions with fewer people.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.